You hear it all the time nowadays. Bring back the Hypervenom, bring back the Magista, bring back the Total 90. So in this video, I want to explain to you why Nike will never bring back any of these football boots. And be sure to listen to the entire video so you have a full understanding. Nike in general don't like to do remakes, and in actuality they've only really done 4. So they've done the CTR 360 Mastery 3 that they did last summer. They've done the Total 90 Laser 1. They've done the Ronaldinho R10. And they did that weird, I think it was 1981, whatever, that collection football boot that only came out in size 8, that weird one. But yeah, they've only really done 4 remakes. Now, that's probably raised a lot of eyebrows, as a lot of people probably think Nike have done loads of remakes. So it's best to actually define what I see as a remake first. So a remake would be a remanufacture of a discontinued product with pretty much the exact same materials, original design, tooling as the original. And if you look at the remakes that Nike have done that I listed before, then you can see there's like not much of a visual difference between the original and the remake. Now, the biggest difference that you see is like the just use an updated sole play on the boot of the remake. What Nike like to do, however, is like they'll take memorable or iconic colorways and just slap them on top of their most current flagship boots at the time. So here are some examples. So remake, no remake. Remake, no remake. You get my point. Now, the reason why Nike don't like to do remakes all has to do within their marketing strategy, specifically within football. Nike will tend to do remakes in other areas or other sports, such as basketball, for example, and that's only because they have that kind of lifestyle fashion aspect to them where football boots really don't have that. So, for example, if you were at a nightclub and you saw someone wearing Nike Air Jordans, you would have no issue with that. You think that's particular, you would find that very normal. But if you were to go into a nightclub and you see someone wearing a pair of Phantom GXs, they're probably going to get escorted out by security. Along with that, Nike kind of see themselves as the industry leaders when it comes to product design and innovation within the space of football boots and performance products. And Nike have a branding book, and I found it online. It's from 2009, but like it's the earliest one I could find, and these things don't really change much over the years. And what Nike have is 11 design commandments when it comes to football. Those are authentic, iconic, bold, ownable color, raw, premium, crafted, juxtaposed, innovation and technology, and lastly, disruptive. Now, just by looking at those commandments, you can see Nike have always abided by this. When you look at boots like the Hypervenom, the Magista, the GX, for example, all really true kind of echo that 11 commandments I've just read out. So the idea of Nike doing like mass remakes pretty much kind of goes against all of that. Now compare that to their biggest rivals in terms of sports apparel or football apparel, should I say, and that would be Adidas. Adidas have been in like the football apparel business much longer than Nike and have always built up this reputation and brand image of being kind of traditional and providing a nostalgic feel while still keeping up to date with like modern designs. We see this in the kit designs, we see the fact they still sell the Copa Mundial after 40 years, and the fact that they reintroduced the folding tongue onto the latest model of the Adidas Predator. And this is the reason why Adidas are able to do so many remakes without actually compromising their brand image. Outside of branding, it's also kind of important to understand like supply chain issues that kind of come with remakes, as remakes in general will be harder to make. So for example, certain manufacturing practices or processes that were used beforehand have become out of date, are no longer in use. There's stuff like patents that are like no longer valid. Certain aspects of boots become outdated. And then, sourcing the materials also can be harder as well if it's not being produced anymore. All these things considered, remakes are harder and more expensive to make. So in terms of being more profitable for these brands to make them, it's very hard to kind of, justify doing it in mass. And that's pretty much why we actually see whenever they actually remakes done, they're always in limited numbers as well. And just to summarize why Nike don't do more remakes, even though there's like still a huge demand for them, it kind of boils down to 2 things. So number 1, it goes against their kind of branding and brand image. And number 2 is the business side. So like there's possible logistic, manufacturing, and like just, profitability of remakes in the first place. Maybe Nike don't see it as worth a thing to follow through on. So that's why they don't produce more remakes like Adidas do. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of why Nike's remakes are so far and few in between compared to like the likes of Adidas. It's not impossible that Nike do one day decide to make a remake of the Hype Venom or the Magista, but I think it's very, very unlikely. So in the comment section down below, comment down below which boot you'd like Nike to remake. And like always, if you thought the video was sublime, like the video. If you thought it was subpar, still like the video and tell me where I could improve. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I make football boot related content. Maybe just not always football boots, there's kits. There's just different types of gear I do as well, grip socks especially. And other more exciting things that are going to come in the new year. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. So follow me on all my socials. And like always, my name is Sub, but this has been SubStanceFtb. Thank you for watching. Peace out.